Welcome to the Coastal Kitchen. Today it's all about strawberries, and I'm at Holden Brothers Farm Market and we're gonna go out and pick some. Follow me as I look at these lovely berries waiting for us to pick. Let's go. What a day. Fields are abundant. It didn't take very long to pick this great bunch of berries. Take a look. We've got some great recipes. I'll meet you back in the kitchen. Welcome to the Coastal Kitchen. We've picked our berries. They are absolutely beautiful. And today's recipes include strawberry shortcake, rhubarb and strawberry sauce, freezer jam, stuffed cream cheese, strawberries. We've got a beautiful strawberry salad with roasted pumpkin nuts, and we're gonna have a good time because it's all about strawberries. We're gonna start out with our strawberry shortcake, and it's the new-fashioned, old-fashioned strawberry shortcake. And what I've done is I've washed and dried my strawberries, and I'm going to take the top off. I've got some already cut up. I'm just going to do a nice little slice. Put those in my bowl. And I'm going to cover these with about 3 tablespoons of granulated sugar. We want them to be nice and sweet to put on our shortcake. And the shortcakes are really the old-fashioned kind. They have a lot more texture to them. Let's stir this up just a bit. And these have to go in the refrigerator. It'll start to make its own juice and it'll be ready. And the reason that I sliced them is because in asking different people about how they like it, most of them said sliced so they could really get a good bite of the strawberry with their shortcake. All right, I'm just gonna put this in the fridge and we'll get on the way. Now for the shortcake. I've got my flour. This recipe calls for baking powder and baking soda. So I'm going to put that right on top of the flour, mix my dry ingredients. Get that nice and mixed up. And it's ready for our next ingredient, margarine. And be sure you use margarine in this mixture because it really works nicely. And we're going to cut it into the flour. This takes just a few minutes. We want it to a nice crumbly stage. All right, it looks like it's really coming together now. Our next ingredient is 1 egg, and we're going to beat it before we put it in. Get it nice and right on top of that egg, we're going to put our milk. And you can use skim or low fat. I'm going to take my fork and I'm just going to stir this around. Want it to get nice and wet. You can see it's a nice gooey sort of sticky mess, but it's gonna be fabulous. Okay, I'm gonna leave that set for just a minute, and let's move this over here. Get my pan, and I've got a muffin top pan. Little small, you can use bigger sizes, or you can make this in a regular muffin tin. But I wanted a shorter look. I'm going to spray it with my nonstick cooking spray. And you can use flour to flour your fingertips and pinch off pieces. But I've also found that it's really good to take 2 spoons and pop it in right like that. Alright, we've got the last one in here. Now I'm going to take my hands, get some flour on them, and I'm just going to pat them down. It's going to go into a 450 oven, and it's going to take about, well, 10 minutes, a little more, a little less, depending on your oven. When it gets nice and golden, that's when you want to take it out. All right, wash my hands and we'll pop it right in. Okay. We've got the strawberries in the refrigerator getting marinated. We've got the shortbread in the oven. And we've got rhubarb right here. I don't know if you've ever cooked with rhubarb, but I love the taste of rhubarb. It's nice and tart. And rhubarb, the stem, is the color that it is when you pick it. Some of them, as the season goes, they get lighter and lighter. They're redder when they first come out. But rhubarb, wash it. And we're going to cut up about a pound, and I'm cutting it into just rough chopping it. Want it to be about an inch and a half inch is okay. Plop that in, and you can see I've got my wonderful strawberries. Now the thing about washing a strawberry is when you wash a strawberry, wash it upside down, get everything off of it. Let me grab a paper towel, and I'm going to dry it. The reason you want to make sure you don't stem it before you wash it is because it'll get some of that water and make it a little bit soggy if it goes up inside the strawberry. So want to make sure that we wash them correctly. Okay, all nice and sliced. And I have sliced some, I have halved some, and I have quartered some. The big thing about these strawberries is they're huge. So I'm cutting them a little bit differently than in the recipe because they're so big. All right. This is a wonderful condiment to meats. I love it with pork or chicken. Okay, the first thing that we're going to do is put our rhubarb in. Let me turn the oven on. We're putting it on medium high, and I've got half a cup of water. I've got some sugar, because this is quite tart, so we want to make sure that this sweetens up just a little bit. Put those in. And let's grab a big spoon. So while this is cooking, let's take a short break, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
The Coastal Kitchen would like to say thank you to our sponsors at Food Lion, your neighborhood grocery store. Swing by your local Food Lion today to find all the ingredients needed to make the meal featured on this week's show.
Welcome back. The rhubarb is almost tender. It's bubbling. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit, and my shortbread's ready to come out of the oven. I can smell it. Okay. Take a look at that. Isn't that wonderful? Golden brown. Let's turn this off. And we're gonna let this sit for just a second. And get it out of the pan as quickly as you can. And I like to use a spoon because it saves my fingers. This is, as I said, new-fashioned, old-fashioned strawberry shortcake because it is low in calorie and it's a little bit healthier for you than regular shortbread. Okay, let's get that over here. And let me look at my rhubarb, give it another stir. And it's time to put my strawberries in. So I'm going to put strawberries in. And about a tablespoon of lemon juice. You can eyeball it, just get the seeds out of the way. All right. We're going to let this boil down till those strawberries are just about liquefied. Okay, they're ready to keep going. And I've got a real hot stove, so I have turned mine down to a little bit under medium. With yours, you want to make sure you keep a continual boil. Okay, we're going to go on to our next dish. Let me clean this up and we'll get started. I've got everything ready to do our freezer jam. And we are, of course, doing it with strawberries. And I have got them all sliced up here except for a few. The one thing that you want to make sure of is that you cut them up good. And we're going to mash. And you can use a masher, potato masher or regular fruit masher, but I'm going to really cheat. So instead of me mashing, we are going to do this real quick. Just throw them in. And turn it on. Okay, we have got them mashed and pulverized. We're going to put them right in the bowl. And if you like a little bit more strawberry texture, you can leave them a little bit more whole. But I really like it almost pureed. This is something that you can put on toast, ice cream. You can serve with custard over regular berries. Anything that you like. All right, the sugar goes right in. And we're going to give it a good mix. Get it all together here. And I've got my stove on, and I'm going to put my water in my pan. We're going to boil it real quick and get it ready for the pectin. Now, the one thing with freezer jams, you want to make sure that you do use the pectin, not gelatin, because it does make a difference. Makes it set prettier. Okay, we're going to bring this to a boil. As soon as that's boiling, we're going to add the pectin. I'm going to give my rhubarb and strawberry sauce a good mix. I love to use the rhubarb strawberry sauce with custard, and I like to have just a tiny cookie with it. butter cookie or the kind as you like it. Okay, this is nearly done, got a few minutes. That's going to get out of that pot into a container in the fridge for a little while. This is starting to boil, so let's get this open. Let me grab a we're going to put this in. Stir it around. We want this to boil for about 1 minute. Alright, my rhubarb sauce looks like it is done. I think I can turn it off. We're going to let it sit for a few minutes in the pot, and then we're going to transfer it to the refrigerator. Okay, that pectin is going to town. Nice boil. See how white and pretty it looks? Generally, pectin is made from apples. You can make your own, but I'm really not that industrious. We're so lucky to have all this done for us to make cooking easy. Okay, make sure that you do stir this constantly. It's been a minute. I'm going to turn this off. And the next step is to pour it right on top of the fruit and the sugar. And then we're going to let it sit for about 3 minutes after we mix it up before we can put it in our containers. All right. That looks great. Let's let that sit, and let me grab my jars. This is a real sugary mix, but I've got my ladle and we're going to start to fill. About 1 ladle just about gets it to the top. Want to leave a little bit of room. Let's put a top on it and get it ready to sit. And as I said, it has to sit for 24 hours before it goes into the freezer. And then it'll be perfect for us to use. Last one. We'll get these ready to do their waiting time. Okay. Filled up 5 jars, so it's a good freezer thing. Let's go to our strawberries filled with cream cheese. This is so quick and easy. What we're going to do is take a block of cream cheese, just pop it right in a bowl. We're going to take a teaspoon of vanilla extract. We're going to pop that right in the bowl. Whoops. And I'm going to start mixing. Now the cream cheese has been softened at room temperature for about 20 minutes. You just want to get a good mix here. And we're going to slow this down just a little bit as we put in our confectioner's sugar at about 1/3 of a cup. Alright, I'm going to let that set just for a few minutes, and we're going to look at our strawberries. Now I've picked out about 12 of the bigger strawberries, and we've washed them correctly. I've got my stems on the top and of course the bottoms. Let's show you how to do these strawberries. Just take the stem, give it a nice twist. You don't have to get it all out. Take a paring knife, slide it in at an angle because you're actually going to make a cone-shaped opening in the strawberry, and we're going to cut the bottom off just at a straight cut so it stands up nice and pretty. Let's do a couple of these. Doesn't take long. And you don't even have to take the stem off if you don't want to. You can just cut it right out. Okay, I'm getting ready to get the last one cut, and then I'm going to show you how to fill them. This is such a great treat if you're having people over or you just want to have a decadent afternoon by yourself. Okay, all of them are standing up nice and pretty. And let me just rinse my hands a sec. And you can use a Ziploc bag if you like. You can make your own piping bag, or if you want, you can buy one. I've got one with a little flowery type tip. You don't need any special tips at all if you don't want to go to that trouble. But I'm going to fill my bag, and you can see that I've got a glass here to help steady it if I don't want to hold the bag and fill it at the same time. All right, got that. I'm going to move these a little bit closer. Pop my bag out. All right, we're going to fill these strawberries with the cream cheese mixture. Just a nice dollop in each one. And I've got some almonds, some sliced almonds, and I'm just going to put one in each berry just to give it a nice little garnish. You can use mint if you'd like, maybe a little sliver of chocolate, depending on what you like. And I've even topped these with some shaved chocolate too. All right, we are almost done with this. We're going to have a word from our sponsors. I'm going to put my rhubarb sauce in the refrigerator, and we'll be back to finish up with our strawberry salad.
The Coastal Kitchen would like to say thank you to our sponsors at Food Lion, your neighborhood grocery store. Since 1957, Food Lion has been offering the highest quality products at low prices with great service. Swing by your local Food Lion today to find all the ingredients needed to make the meal featured on this week's show.
Okay, we're ready for a strawberry salad. I have sliced up all my strawberries. This kiwi is a wonderful fruit, and I am going to cut the end off of each side. And I'm going to use a peeler and just peel the skin off, the dark brown skin. If you want, you can peel it with a paring knife. This just makes it a little bit quicker, for me anyway. We're going to cut this up for our strawberry salad. It's got a little bit of beautiful seeds in the middle that make it look great with our poppy seed dressing, because we're going to make a very simple poppy seed dressing. Okay, all cut up. Let's slice these in half. Got another one cut up over here, and I'm going to slice these in half. All right, set those aside. I've got my strawberries, I've got my lettuce, and I've used a mixed lettuce, baby lettuce, and some beautiful greens that's been washed and dried. We're going to take this and just put it on a platter. I think that salads look so pretty on a platter. Let's grab this one. Just put that lettuce down. And depends how many you're serving. I think today I'll be serving 4. So I think that will be plenty. Let's put that over here. I'm going to put my kiwi right in with my strawberries, and I'm just going to give it a little toss. Just want to mix up those colors. Doesn't that look pretty? because this is really a green and red salad. Okay, I'm gonna cut up purple onion, a small one. Just want a little bit. Give it some nice flavor. And I'm just going to cut it in rounds. I'm not going to cut it in diced portions because we're going to throw this right on the top. All right, onions right on the top. Just get it all mixed up here. Let's put our strawberries and kiwi right on top. Just give it a nice over the top. And we've got a pint of strawberries sliced. Okay, spread it out just a little bit. I'm going to put some pumpkin seeds that have been salted and roasted right on top. And you know how you like it, so just put the amount that you feel like is best. I'll use maybe sometimes half a cup. Just depends how much salad I'm making. Okay, now the dressing. You know, my easy and simple dressing. We're going to put some sugar, some poppy seeds, some white wine vinegar, and we're going to shake it up for just a sec. You can put this in a little bowl and whisk it, but I like to shake on this one. All right, now goes my tablespoon of vegetable oil, and on this salad it's light and fresh, so use the vegetable oil. I'm going to put the top back on, give it another shake, and now comes the lemon juice. I'm going to put the zest, about a tablespoon. Gives it that nice fresh flavor. And we're going to put in the juice. And here we go, 2 tablespoons. This is a dressing that keeps in the refrigerator nicely. And see a seed. And if you want to make this a strawberry poppy seed dressing, just pulverize one of those strawberries and put it right in the dressing. The one thing about it is you would need to use that right away because it doesn't refrigerate well with the strawberry inside. Okay, this is going to sit in the refrigerator for a couple of minutes. I've got one that has already set up, and we're going to just drizzle it over. You can even put it in a separate container, let your guests put the amount on that they want. How wonderful. Okay, the last thing we've got to do is assemble our shortbread, and we'll be back to show you all the things we've made today.
The Coastal Kitchen would like to say thank you to our sponsors at Food Lion, your neighborhood grocery store. Swing by your local Food Lion today to find all the ingredients needed to make the meal featured on this week's show.
Okay, we have our strawberry salad, our rhubarb sauce that's great over custards or with meats, our strawberries filled with cream cheese, our freezer jam, and of course our strawberry shortcake. I always put a little bit of whipping cream on the bottom layer before I put the strawberries, and then another layer on top. So enjoy. These are phenomenal, and I've got to have my first bite. Check us out at Facebook, The Coastal Kitchen. You can find our recipes, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to send them to us. Have a great day.